You're listening to 90.7 FM, 98.7 FM Santa Barbara KPFK. We are live at Fela the Musical, Ahmanson Theater, downtown. Right about now, we get to hear from a British-born actress by the name Melanie Marshall. Melanie played a Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, the mother of Fela, political activist, educator, and women's rights activist. As a result of injuries from the raid on Kalakuta, Fela's compound by government soldiers, she died in April 1978. Right about now, let's hear from Melanie Marshall and also Sandra Iszadore.
Yes, you know, I have nothing but love. And the thing that I want everyone in LA to know, that this woman is incredible. You were trained in?
I was trained at the Royal College of Music, so I've been classically trained from a very, 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 very young age, since about the age of 6. And so this is the style and performance that I bring to the role of Fumilayo.
Yes, and what a role you bring. I was so moved when I heard this classical coming with all this rawness around it. It was like incredible, and the audience response to it has been positive.
Yes, very, very positive. And it's more than a pleasure to play it every night, because you know it's different. Being in musical theatre, you know, you tend to play all these characters that are made up. But to come on stage every night, 8 shows a week or more, and to play a woman who was real, and to portray her strength and dignity and everything else that goes with it every night is indeed more than a pleasure. More than a job, in fact.
You know, one of the things that I notice the song that you sing,
Rain.
the Rain song, not only the Rain song but Trouble, the way you bring that, totally different twist. And when I heard the classical in there, I was like, she's singing opera.
Yes. It's not really opera, you know. I just say classically as opposed to musical theatre. I don't sing it in a pop way. I sing it in a classical way.
Opera.
Okay.
Opera.
Melanie, how do you prepare for a role? Prepare yourself to play a very powerful and strong woman?
A lot of research and a lot of pampering for me, because it just means that I have decided not to do any drinking whatsoever. So no alcohol until the end of this contract. So from May this year, when we went to Amsterdam, I have said no alcohol. It's not something that I suppose would have hindered my voice in any way, but I don't want anything to hinder it. I need to be in the best of health to come on stage and to perform the way that I do every single show. I'm only on stage for four appearances, but you hear me a lot of the time backstage, off stage should I say. And I just feel that I need to look after myself 110%, because if I don't, nobody else will. So I have my massages, I drink a lot of water, I do the gym. One of the boys who plays Fela, Adeshla, he's my personal trainer, so I've been going to the gym with him and doing lots of walking and, you know, just generally just looking after myself. And yes, because you have to. And there's nothing, you know, there'd be nothing worse for me to come to a different country and for somebody to say, oh, I saw Melanie Marshall on stage last night. Oh, she wasn't up to it. She wasn't very good. I can't even bear to even have that. So every single time I go on stage, I know that if I don't give of the best of my ability, it's not fair to the other to all the audience who have come to hear me and the rest of the show. You know what I mean? I have to give 110% every single time. Every single time.
The intensity that you bring, and oh girl, when you hit those notes, it just penetrates the soul. And I started laughing when you said you did no alcohol, but you started it in Amsterdam.
That's right. Well, you know, yes, yeah, because with the this European international tour started back in May. So this is an amalgamation of the Broadway cast and the British cast. So this is the select few that have been chosen to do this tour. So, you know, we've done Europe now, we've done Amsterdam and London, and now we're here in the States, and we've also done Toronto. I don't know if we're going to do Montreal next year, but you never know. Things change all the time. So, yes.
Yes, and I'm telling you, I've seen it so many times, and I had the opportunity, well, actually, of seeing four Fumilayos, because I saw the Fumilayo off-Broadway. I believe it was Abina who played off-Broadway. Then on Broadway, Lillis White, who brought, her style and her flavor to it. That was also
very much.
Thank you.
90.7 FM Radio Afrodicia. We have lots of folks just coming out of the theater for Fela the musical, and then we will go back into the interview with Melanie Marshall and Sandra Izsadore. 90.7 FM KPFK. Big thanks, G. Let's go back to the interview with Melanie Marshall, the Queen of Afrobeat. Melanie Marshall played Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, the mother of Fela Kuti. 90.7 FM live from the Ahmanson downtown, Fela the musical.
Things I think that he wanted to do, his mother would have said, there's no way you should leave Nigeria. You need to stay here with your people. It's no use going off to somewhere else and saying, I want to do this for Nigeria if you're there in America, or if you're there in China, or if you're there abroad somewhere else. That's not going to help your people. You need to be here so that they can see and hear that you are that you're doing all the things that you said you are going to do to help the people, and be here and be seen and heard doing it.
You know, that's so true, because having known Fumilayo and lived in her home in Abeokuta, and to know the relationship that Fela had with his mom, you know, he had a great love for his mother. And his mother, too, had a great love for her son, because she took up the name Anikulakpo as well. And she lived there at Calacuta. As a matter of fact, when I was there in 1976, her room was directly across from my room upstairs. Ooh. Yes.
Oh, my word. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Dear me, that must have been a lot of pressure.
Not really, because, you know, as strong as Fela's mother was, she also had this very humble spirit about her. And she was very calm, a very calm person. And, you know, she would talk to you in a very soothing manner. What I remember about her is that she gave me lots of books to read when I was there in Abeokuta. And she knew that I loved moi moi. So she always had plenty of moi moi for me to eat. And they even called me Miss Moi Moi because I love my moi moi.
Just explain to us what that is.
Okay.
Melanie, it must be very special for you to play Fumilayo in Los Angeles, knowing that a lot of the changes in Fela's life started right here in Los Angeles.
Yes. I get that all the time. But But it's not only Los Angeles, it's just being here in the States. And in fact, not just the States, everywhere that we have played this, it's very, very important. Because then you get to meet all these people, like for example, like Sandra, who either knew Fela or played in his band or was part of the people at the shrine, or people that knew his mother or his father. For example, when I was in Washington, I took a cab ride. I'd been to dinner at a friend's house, took a cab ride, and the cab driver was a Nigerian. Yeah. And his father knew Fela's father. He was coming to the show, I think 3 nights later, bringing his entire family. And he spoke to me, he left a message with me a few days later to say, thank you so much. Every single thing that we did on stage, he said, he only had to close his eyes and he was back in the shrine. He only had to close his eyes and hear his father speaking about Fela's father or speaking about Fela. He said it just took him straight back. It was amazing. So not just here in Los Angeles, I understand that important connection, coming here and getting that Americanism in him. But everywhere that we have been, every single place we have been, you will always find somebody who either went to Fela's concerts or who played with him. There was a gorgeous man who used to come backstage in San Francisco. And every week he either brought back his daughters, a friend, other people that played, and he always had on some fantastic outfit. It was just gorgeous just to see him. But when he opened his mouth and he just said, yes, I played guitar with Fela. You looked at this guy and I thought, well, when did you start playing guitar? Because he looked about 12. He looked about 12 now, But he said, I had a great time. And he said, I just have to come back so that I feel that I'm still part of that whole Calcutta, the whole shrine, the whole ambiance that Fela brought, and the whole excitement. He said, and I sit there every time and I bring somebody new and somebody different every single time so that they can share in the excitement that I'm trying to explain or have been explaining to them for years about Fela. So everywhere that I go, I get excited because this play is the best show that I've ever done to date. They always say everything comes to those who wait. And I've waited a long time for a role like this. It's so important. And because it's about a real life person and real lives, as opposed to Porgy and Bess or, Carousel or any other show. I'm not putting those down. But this is real life. And it's so important to carry on and to let people know and to see and to feel and to enjoy everything that went on. Not everything, because there was a lot of sadness as well. But just everything that we're trying to portray and to just show you in the 2.5 hours that we have on stage. And if people can go away and think, I'm going to bring somebody else to come and see it, then we have done our job. We've done our job.
Well,